Welcome, friends. So, if we see in today's scenario, the manufacturing is very scattered. So, the whole thing is all very scattered, which is not giving lot of confidence to the brands who are basically giving orders. So, they are not relying on Bombay as a city which used to be known for high fashion and garment supply. That's going down, and a lot of competition is coming in. The advantage of having a cluster or near Mumbai is that you stay in Mumbai, you enjoy Mumbai, but you get the kind of facilities which you would get in any cluster, in any garment cluster. So my first question is to Sapan Bhai. So Sapan Bhai, as a washer and as a FOB supplier, so you are representing twin roles here. So how do you see, what are the wants? You are existing, you are a very good washer and a supplier also. But what are the things which are still you want in this particular infrastructure, which is missing in this particular environment as of today?
Hi, good afternoon. Glad to see you, all of you here. Naveen bhai, to answer your question, I believe that in India, especially towards Mumbai and towards Western India, what we lack is organization. We are seeing the industry which is very fragmented, very unorganized, and no compliances. You see a lot of competition mushrooming from very, very small players with scant regard to laws, with scant regard to compliances, which I believe would be great if somebody can get it organized in a proper fashion, because this is probably the most important thing. But also here you have to understand that there'll be a lot of players, there'll be a lot of unorganized players who will be competing with you, because to discharge responsibly, it requires a lot of cost attached to it. There is a investment cost attached to it, then there's a running cost attached to it. So at the end of the day, I believe that to get all this organized will be a big ask. But if somebody can do this, I think it's going to be miraculous for the industry.
Well spoken, sir. So then I will come to Sai. Sai, you are representing a industry where it plays one of the most important roles for washing, and that's where a lot of basically people talk of water and its treatment. So many liters of water is required for one denim and all those things. So now here we come to you as a solution provider. So can you give us something on the latest machinery where what kind of water is required, what kind of pollution will not be there, and plus all the latest technology basically. So talk on sustainability on one side and technology on the other side.
Thank you, Naveen ji. Basically, washing is the heart of the garment, because stitching cost is fixed, SAM value is fixed, but the real money is washing. So even a $1 enzyme or a $2 enzyme can get you far better prices. And as Sapan Bhai was saying, the industry is very organized. Now, you look at Dhaka, you look at Chittagong, you look at Saigon, you look at Jakarta, you look at Pakistan, or even all the countries, they have got scale. 50,000 per day, 100,000 per day, 300,000 per day. जो हम साल में बनाते हैं वो दिन में बनाते हैं. और when the buyers come here, they want like less water, less chemical. Today, thanks to the smartphone, everybody knows what is happening. Somebody will put in the social media, we will know what's happening. Now coming to our Bombay, Ahmedabad is there, Surat is there. So my dream is like, if I go to Vietnam or Jakarta or here, we have the population, we have the consumption. Today, an American consumes 11 pair of jeans. It used to be 7 when I was young. Not that I am old now. So this kind of consumption is coming even to India. Who are the manufacturers? The problem is the next generation doesn't want to work hard. They want to work a little bit more in a different way. But our infrastructure There is a fabric source, there is a garment source, there is a technology source, there is a certification source, and there is a government support for fiscal incentives. So I would like that Bombay or this cluster, I don't know, it might take 5-10 years, at least 5,000 washing machines in that cluster and supplying to maybe 250 crores or 1,000 crores of brands, GST compliance, everything certified with a peace of mind. I think this will help, and Ramsons is always there. We are always there, but the ecosystem has to be there. If we are fragmented, we will not grow. And today we see lower bottom price segment doing well, high price sells. Problem is the middle. Compliance, cost, certification. Today a manufacturer is worried, Supreme Court raid on the Pollution Control Board. 3 shift का मुझे 1 shift में चलाना है. How will he run? So these are the challenges there. But if we have the subsidy, incentive, technology and the right policies, we should do well. That's my.
So basically, we are talking about a whole ecosystem which basically needs to be there to form a cluster. Now, I feel it should be not more than 1 year where we should plan this, because there is an urgency around this particular city where people are really struggling for space, for compliances, for a basic ecosystem. So the plan, what I feel should be that bring the fabric suppliers into the same ecosystem. First is the buyer. So if this demand has come from the buyers first, that for them to take care of say 40-50 factories, it is a horrendous job for them, because their sourcing guys, their designers, their QC guys have to go a long way. It takes them days together. So this all cluster thing started from the demand from the buyers. And one of the very big CEOs of a very big company told me, Naveen, if you can take care of 2 things, speed and scale, that's what that's required, and the cluster is the solution to that. So Chandrakant ji, what do you think about fabric suppliers being a part of that cluster? What kind of advantages would be there for fabric suppliers also to be part of that particular cluster?
Yeah, for this one is denim supply, denim fabric. We are the second largest denim producer in the world now. As far as Mumbai is concerned, earlier we used to have some factories, and that too all unorganized. There is the Khairani Road washing units. I mean, these are all very, very unorganized kind of a thing. If one cluster, if everything is there, then one is for domestic brands also, and for exports also, definitely it will help. If everything is one place, and that in sustainable manner, with all the certified factories, that definitely help, and people will not look for factories outside, and many brands are going to Bangladesh and Sri Lanka to get their things done. So if it is there in Mumbai, definitely it's going to help us. So
thank you, Chandrakant ji. So basically what I see is the demand is coming from the hen, which is the brands. So this kind of cluster will 100% help them in reducing the carbon footprint, number one, and also basically where from the conceptualization stage to the final delivery, they will be facilitated in a big way. Say their designers come in, pick up the fabric from the fabric suppliers in that same cluster, and then basically there would be an incubation center, a design center in that same particular cluster where you can design and on AI basically, and then you can select the samples, and suppose if tomorrow Ramsons and fabric suppliers and everybody get together, and then basically we have a sampling unit also there, okay, so that basically the demo machines are there in that particular thing, and ultimately within a week's time, whatever takes them around 45 to 50 days to produce those 100 samples could be produced within say a week, maximum 2 weeks. And then basically the factories are also there, the infrastructure of washing and whatever is required is already there. So Mayur bhai, I think so everybody is now ready. What kind of facilitation and what kind of facilities you can provide to this particular thing, so that we can complete this particular infrastructure and clusters as soon as possible.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Naveenji. It's a very important system in which the entire industry kind of flourishes. So, so putting the context in a perspective is that there is a there are a set of suppliers, there are a set of accessory suppliers, there are a set of fabric suppliers who are actually supporting this entire ecosystem. That is what we are having a vision of. That is where the 360-degree ecosystem for the Denim cluster comes into play. What have we done is that we have created the external infrastructure where the industry, the garment industry can come in. We have created the external ecosystem where the discharge can be taken out, the compliance can be taken care of. We have created the entire base where the fabric supplies can happen, the accessory supplies can happen, and for a set of industry, like we have fully operational, innerwear, nightwear, menswear, women's wear. The entire ecosystem today operational, manufacturing close to around 24 crore, 25 crore garment, 30,000 people employed, trained staff, trained ecosystem where you have the training facility also been there. If you require laborers, we have the trained laborers which are coming in, and the entire ecosystem where what we have done is that the entire factory shop has been planned, where how the washing unit will come, how the stitching unit will come, where the fabric will come, how the cutting will happen, and the entire phase in which the entire input to output, with a completely compliant factory system where you have the firefighting norms being complied, you have all the environment approvals being there. So essentially a complete ecosystem where the entire industry can come and be fully compliant and deliver at a scale. That is what we have achieved for set of industry. That is what we want to achieve for a Denim cluster also. So this entire ecosystem of 74 acres is being planned. We have built 3 million square feet already. We have another 4 million square feet to go, which is a sizable size. We can accommodate close to around 50 to 70 large garment units who can come there and set up the entire facility. We can have 20-30 washing units coming there and build it to the scale. That is what we can create as of now. So
Sapan bhai, coming back to you again, say what kind of cost advantages do you see if there is a Denim cluster which is formed, fabric is just across the building in the same cluster, maybe 50 meters away, there are 10-20 fabric suppliers with a range of fabrics already there, and then basically there will be a lot of factories where you can get yourself manufactured, there will be washing units in the same vicinity basically, and most important is the buyer offices would also be there, because this whole thing is being facilitated for two things. One is most important is the hand, which is the buyer. So this is a buyer requirement. They don't want to go for one factory to Vapi, and second factory they want to go to Ahmedabad, and third factory they want to go to Umargaon. So basically they are facing a very big issue. I was talking to one of the brands. He says my QC, midline QC, has to go to, we are doing 450 factories in one particular cluster, and it is a horrendous job to go to every factory in every different areas, and then basically take care of the quality and the supply structure. So if there's an Apple training center there, the karigars are available, fabrics are available, buyers are available. You can go across the building again basically and talk to different buyers who are ready to place orders with you, because speed and scale, that's what their requirement is, and that is what they will get. So what kind of advantages you feel you are doing in business today and suppose you see yourself maybe from 1 year from now, 6 months from now, and when the whole cluster is made, so what is the advantage for somebody who comes there?
So I'll split this into two things. I have seen a similar cluster right in front of my eyes happening in Delhi. All these washing units in Delhi were clients, customers, and good friends over a period of time. But what I realized was they were very reluctant to move anywhere because they were right in the heart of the city, near to the buyer, and lot of other locational benefits and advantages. But now everyone has shifted to Bari industrial area, and all of them are thriving. So what I understood, one thing was that when a community is located or concentrated in one belt, it makes a lot of difference. This is number one. Number two is what you said about the brands asking for, because as you know, garmenting is very, very complex. At the simple, but at the same time complex, because there are a lot of processes involved. So there are a lot of back and forth, merchandisers reaching out to designers and all of this. So what happens is, at the end of the day, a lot of time in garment making is lost in taking care of these nitty-gritties. So if you have everyone in the same area or vicinity, I think it'll make a lot of difference. I think it's a win-win situation for brands, it's a win-win situation for the vendors, and also, you will never have a labor problem also, because if you have a concentrated community there. So this is my view on that.
So on the Karigar front, I just remember talking to a brand maybe around 2 weeks back. Now today, if you have an apparel training center in that particular cluster, what kind of advantages you have is compared to an unorganized, kind of manufacturing. Each singer guy was taking 25 to 35,000 rupees, and they were basically, erratic also. Basically, आज ये function, ये festival है, आज इस तरह से है. But overall, the cost of manufacturing and the travel and everything was phenomenal. So the cost was being affected. And in the apparel training center, what I realized was, when a Karigar which is approximately 50 to 60% trained is coming out, he or she is getting initial job payment of approximately 7 to 8,000 rupees, and over a period of time, when they become really good, say approximately 75 to 80% output, they are at 12,000 rupees, 15,000 rupees, not more than that. Okay, because mostly ladies are coming for training in that particular training center. So when that brand calculated that what is my advantage of taking Karigars from an apparel training center compared to normal contract labor, basically, I don't know, the numbers went into crores, because I think so he was doing 5,000 or 4,000 shirts a day, and he was really taken aback that is this the kind of advantage coming into a cluster. Okay, now Sai, basically, what kind of initiative or help would Ramson give to this cluster, and what kind of advantages would Ramson would want out of this particular cluster? Both things. So one is that, suppose if we ask, can you put a demo center there where you can display your latest machines, so that everybody comes in and say, okay, this is my latest technology machines. The buyer can come and ask the supplier there, okay, boss, I want to use this machine now. And number one, and number two is basically that would be an advantage, or what kind of advantage does Ramson see there?
Definitely, sir. I think most, as you use the word in the beginning of the talk, speed and scale. Now, I see abroad also that sometimes the sample goes in a day. We take 3 weeks, 45 days. There is a 1 day sample, there is a 1 week sample, there is a 1 month sample. Each has a different costing. Each has a different price. One is the speed and scale to the buyer, number one. Number two, if you are doing, say, 100 liters per denim, and you can bring down it to half. So technology is there, know-how is there, people are there to do it. But I would say from the buyer side, that the quickness of selling and the payment cycle coming down quickly back to them. That is a key element, like in foreign and all, you have LCs, guaranteed payments. Now, these kind of payment terms, which is quick, scale and volume, both domestic and export. Now, we have set up the biggest washing plant for home textiles. The mill is a stock listed company. They are in Budni, 240,000 meters of bed linen. They made a factory in Budni where 26,000 women are employed. Domestic or export, same price. Print or without print, wash, same price. No inventory, own container space, same day delivery. Same day the container, all the goods washed have to go. Now, coming to the important aspect, we are used to one shift or maybe half a day. We have to start thinking 2 or 3 shifts a day. Labor laws, government support has to be there. Unless we start doing this and make it viable, I don't think we'll be able to compete with the world. Because the world is compliant, they are taking all the licenses and approvals. जो दुनिया सुनना चाहती है वो भी कर रहे हैं, जो नहीं सुनना चाहते हैं बिना बोले भी कर रहे हैं. So this is a blend of both. हमको दोनों करना पड़ेगा, दोनों balance करना पड़ेगा. Now, if I am able to wash and give a hand feel which is superior with less water, less chemical, everybody would love it. Then the creativity works. Today we have innovation people asking, ये इतने cost में बैठेगा क्या? You be innovative, no? Why are you worried about what is the cost? So this innovation mindset, a new wash, a new technique, a new way to do it. The young people have to be exposed to that, and if they have the tools to do it, we will be happy to set up, in the center, how people do it. And there are experts like people who have washed day in and day out, or brands who have good minds. Now we'll have to look at 2-3 sources or 2-3 factories. Also, we should factor 20 to 30% absenteeism. Normally, a stitching line is 45 machines or 30 machines, but in exports it is 65 machines. 20-30% absenteeism is factored. 2-3 साइड मुंडा नहीं आए तो भी 1-2 ओवरलॉक साइड मुंडा वाला वो पूरा लाइन का आउटपुट उस दिन निकाल देगा. Incentivizing that day output and on a dashboard, and you reward them that day. Similarly for washing. So the advantage of, as he said, if you are all together, no buyer wants to go one day here, one day there, one day there. It's impossible to travel. So if we do in a closed environment, where when I say closed is everything available in one roof, एक ही छत पे, certified, approved, world class. It is my dream that if we can reach that level of Bangladesh where they say we will even take a claim notice, because we have processes, we have lab equipments, we have all the tests to say the garment can be shipped defect free. We can take a claim. That's the guarantee and confidence they give to their buyers. I wish we can start doing that. And that comes with practice and confidence.
So coming to say what is the water required for an denim for in the old technology? How much liters of water is required, and in the new technology, what amount of water would be required?
Sir, in old technology, belly machines and all, you have 100-150 liters, and हम बोलते हैं साहब को, मालिक को बोलने के लिए सर 100 लीटर यूज़ किया. Actually, when you sign the water bill, it might be even 200 liters. So many rewashes, so many reprocesses. With technology, consistency comes. You can bring it down to 40-50 liters. I think even now we need not look around. Pollution Control Board have their norms, maybe 30 liters or 35 liters or whatever. Our technology can meet that. So no problem. Only thing, we'll have to certify it with a TUV or a quality audit so that it is foolproof. That mechanism we don't have. India doesn't have any. We go to UK, we go to Europe, we go to Turkey. It is not going to help. We'll have to develop our own testing mechanisms and say it is world-class certified. Then we'll succeed.
So Sapan bhai, if instead of 200 liters of water, you use 30 to 40 liters of water with the new technology, and I think so there is some charge on the zero discharge thing, basically when you discharge water and it is treated. So what kind of cost advantage would you think would any manufacturer and washer get when you basically use the latest machines?
So see, the world over, the normal consumption per piece of denim is post-consumer, not pre-consumer. You use more water after it's sold to the consumer. Before that, initially when I started my washing plant, we were doing about 100 liters per garment, per jeans. That was the water being used. Right now, thanks to front-loading machines like Ramson, Stalwart, and even imported machines, also chemicals. Chemicals have now evolved so beautifully that right now in our own washing plant, we don't do, I think we only use about 30 liters per garment. So, this is the way forward. Now, with lot of evolution of chemicals and all that, new generation chemicals coming in, technologies coming in. Previously, you used to bleach with normal bleach. Now, you can use ozone machines to do the bleaching. You can use laser machines to do all your dry process. So, there are a lot of things that you can do to help sustainability. And I believe that there is also a cost benefit to it, attached to it, because you are using less water. Because when you use ZLD, your normal cost per liter of water is anywhere, depending on the ZLD that you put, is anywhere between 15 to 20 paisa per liter. So, that most of the people right now are reluctant to do it because they are competing with people who don't follow any compliances. So, they automatically become not competitive. And what happens is that world across, you name the top brands, top retailers, they talk about sustainability, they talk about commercials, but at the end of the day, costing is very important. That is why you see ecosystem like Bangladesh, which are far, far inferior in terms of the final output compared to the Indian manufacturers. They are still thriving, and they have the scale also. And why do they have the scale? Because they have government benefits, and they are also in places here to run an industry, especially in Mumbai, is a big problem. You have to take care of all kinds of regulations, certifications, compliances, and all of us know that it's not easy to do this. It's not easy to run a manufacturing setup inside of Mumbai. So I believe that you use less water. This is all linked to each other. And if you have somebody who's able to give you this, for me right now it looks like a pipe dream, but if somebody is able to deliver this, it's going to be phenomenal.
Sir, you'll be a part of this particular team. Don't worry. We are dreaming it together, and we'll complete it together. Because see, one man cannot do it alone. If Mayur wants to do it alone, he has a passion, he has a dream. But if we all are part of that particular dream and passion, so basically, then I think so. All the industry, because it's a elementary requirement of the buyer basically, and also it will benefit us as a cost. This thing, otherwise we lose that advantage.
Yeah, definitely, because if brands are coming there, I mean anybody can go there, sit, choose the fabric there, choose the trims, everything stitched together, wash. He can make a garment. He can stay there for a week, and he can completely package his brand. So then automatically fabric supply will also be there, because there is a ecosystem. So every brand is coming there, so that it is easy for them to pick their own. If there are various mills, distributor, or supplies there, warehouses are there. So it becomes very easy for a brand. For entire package is done there, sitting there for a week. Everything, all facilities. Definitely, it is an advantage.
So Sai, basically, when I visited Bangladesh, I could see 100 or 200 meter long washing plant with no drop of water anywhere, and I was really taken aback that is this, what kind of a denim washing plant is this? So what was that basically?
Sir, I was just coming to that now. Sapan is wearing a pant, I am wearing a pant. Now, talking in washing language, this can take 40 minutes to reach to this stone to this stone. But I can put it in ozone and make it do with Hanumanji in 3 minutes, 5 minutes. It's real technology. I am taking air from the atmosphere, I am removing the color and giving back air. So my machine is like a tree. That's the ozone technology. Now, normally this would take 16,000 liters of water, all steps. We can bring it down to 8,000 steps. We can bring it down to 4,000 steps. बट एज एन ओनर लाइक सपन और मी, मैंने 4,000 लीटर में किया, मेरे को बायर ने ज़्यादा प्राइस दिया क्या? क्योंकि मेरा जो चरम का रोग है वो ऐसा है, वो इतना ही देगा। वो बांग्लादेश है थोड़ा ज़्यादा देगा, पाकिस्तान है तो थोड़ा और ज़्यादा देगा, मोरक्को ऊपर गया, कलर ऑफ द स्किन और द सेम कॉस्ट इन जैक एंड जोन्स as a $2 also, as a $12 also cost paid by the buyer for the effort, same thing. So now coming to your question sir, one is हमें एक ऐसा टेक्नोलॉजी चाहिए जो हमें रोज़ आईना दिखाया कि हमने कितना पीस किया, स्टिचिंग हो, वॉशिंग हो, पीस हो, डिफेक्ट्स हो, एनालिसिस हो. So these kind of technologies with AI and systems, now everybody is asking, see मुझे मेरे आदमी पे विश्वास नहीं है, मुझे सिस्टम चाहिए. लेट द कंप्यूटर स्पीक. तुमने बोला 20,000 किया, लेकिन वो 20,000 पीस हुआ कि नहीं, मुझे कंप्यूटर में काउंट करके चाहिए. आज मैंने 3 लाख पीस वॉश किया, वो 3 लाख पीस में 10 स्टाइल था, 10 वैरायटी था, तो वो 10 स्टाइल में कितना पानी हुआ, कितना केमिकल हुआ, कितना एंजाइम हुआ, व्हाट इज़ द इम्पैक्ट, व्हाट इज़ माई ऑब्लिगेशन टू द एनवायरनमेंट. आज सब लोग पूछने लगे. ये हमने बांग्लादेश हो या अदर कंट्रीज हो देखा है. हमारे देश में टू अ लिमिटेड लेवल है, but if we have to move to this scale, these people are bound to ask now. So technology, I feel like mobile is a great leveler because it has given tools to knowledge. Same way technology, equipments, be it cutting, stitching, washing, will give that edge and that competitiveness. So if everybody starts giving 10 suppliers give a wash in 40 liters or 30 liters, and the brand is happy, he will say मुझे 10,000 का forecast है, मैं 10 लाख का करूँगा. So that consistency reproducibly come with equipment, system and the ability to monitor that. And we can survive 2-3 audits of international. We should make such strong systems. Then we can do well.
So,
but it is to your question, there are laundries without water. It is clean. Dry area is dry, wet area also no speck of water. It's like a hospital laundry. It is possible.
Okay. So now Mayur bhai, everybody is ready to support you. Okay. First, we'll get together all the buyers. That is the most important thing, and then we'll form a team. How to make this dream come into a reality? So, concluding remarks, sir.
In conclusions, clusters can only happen if the industry wants the cluster to happen. I can conclude it on this only.
Well said.
Thank you, Fen. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you a big thank you to all our panelists here. May I now invite Ms. Priyanka Pawar, Group Exhibition Head, Textile and Consumer Shows, and member of the Extended Board of Management, Messe Frankfurt Trade Fairs India Private Limited, to felicitate our panelists. We start with our moderator, Mr. Naveen Sainani. Mr. Mayur Suchak. Okay, nice. Mr. Sapan Doshi. Mr. M. Sai Navneethan. And Mr. Chandrakant Huddar. May I request all the panelists to kindly come forward for a group photograph?